What's going on, my beautiful people? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Happy Saturday. If you are here in the States, it's good to see everybody. Thank you for being here. I have some pretty good content for you guys today, if I should say so myself. And why I say it's good is because it is something that so many people that I deal with and I coach go through. But first, I want to make sure that you guys can hear me. I hope this mic is working the way that it should be. Give me a mic check. And I hope it's not that laggy. Put a 1 in the chat if you feel like you can hear me clearly. Hey, Cassie. Good morning. Where are you from, Cassie, anyway? I see you comment on a lot of my posts and a lot of my published videos. It's good to meet you and talk in person. So let me know where you guys are from. I'll give it some time to let the YouTube algorithm do its thing. Push it out there. Put a 1 in the chat. Dallas, Texas. All right. I like Dallas. You see me wearing my hoodie. So today's video, we're going to be talking about how the rebound person, no offense to if you're someone and you're in a relationship and you are the rebound person, no disrespect, but understand that you got yourself into a situation that, you know, it may get a little bit hairy for you. So I got 5 reasons as to why, if you are the person that they're rebounding with, you're actually helping this person's ex, because you're doing some very key things for them that they would have never seen if they were still in this relationship with this person. So if you are someone that's being rebounded on, I want you to just change your lens a little bit here for me. And I want you to see that this situation that you're in now is actually helping you. And before I get into that content, I want to read some of the comments on my channel to kind of support this claim of mine, if you will, because I feel like when you're going through this situation and you're in this I guess isolation by yourself, you feel, it kind of makes you crazy, makes you feel crazy. Like, why me? Why am I the only one going through this? But guess what? You're not the only one going through this. And also this week, I'm starting my group coaching sessions for men, one for men, one for women. Email me, send me an email, healmyattachment.com. I'm going to pin that right here. And let me know if you're interested in being in that group. So the first comment that I have here, I'll pin this. The first comment that I have for you guys, there we go. That'll work. Is a person said, keep in mind that my rule is it takes 8 seasons to get to know someone, you know, so essentially 2 years to know how they're going to show up in the winter time, how they'll show up in the fall, in the summertime, because they all show up differently. And I said this on my previous video. One season they may struggle with seasonal depression. Another season they may be energetic and want to go on all these trips, you know, where the honeymoon phase just hit a little bit harder and keep you a little bit more attached longer than it would have if you would have seen these signs early. The person said, Now, I think that for every year, another rule of thumb for me is when someone says, how long is this going to last? How long am I going to take to get over this person? I say it takes about 2 to 3 months for every year that you were with that person. This is what I've seen. But it also takes active healing too. Like you can't just passively heal. If you guys can hear me, let me know. Okay, yeah. Cassie said yes. Dana sounds good. All right, all right, all right. Keep in mind, some people take longer than 2 years. This is what the person said, to get over someone, depending on how long you and that person were together. True love doesn't fade in 2 years. Let me guys know. Let me know if you feel like this is an accurate comment, because if it takes someone longer than 2 years to heal, then there was some type of serious attachment issues going on there. And I'm gonna get to the true content of this video today. But I just kind of wanted to preface this with some of the things that I've seen on my comment section in the channel. Also, don't stop letting me know where you guys are from. I see a lot of people in here. Give me some likes too. Boost the algorithm for me. Give me some thumbs up. As soon as I see about 10 thumbs up, then I'll get to the content. All right, I'm waiting on that. I'm just being honest with you, so I can get to the content. I'm also trying to find something else too. Appreciate you guys. Saturday, you can be anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here with a good old Coach Court, and I'm humbled. We got 6. We need a few more, and we'll be good to go. I know on some devices too, it's kind of hard to figure this out. So I'll give you a little bit of grace there. And because even when I go on people's live sessions, I'm like, how do you, if you go from your cell phone, if you go from somewhere else, it's hard. All right. 6 is good enough. 7 is good enough. Let's get to it. All right. So the very first reason I feel that you're the person, if your ex went on and got into a rebound relationship, why this person helped you is because it revealed the person's true character during turmoil, during conflict. Because when people are truly in with you, you navigate this together. I actually just wrote a quote on Instagram today. If you're not following me there, I am Coach Court. And I said that, see, now I gotta remember it. Every relationship goes through tough times, but your person or your partner shouldn't be the tough time, right? I'll say that again. Everyone goes through tough times in relationships, but your partner shouldn't be the tough times, right? You're supposed to have this bubble, right? It was one of the books I love to death, and I recommend it to everyone, is Wired for Love by Stan Tatkins. And he talks about the couple bubble. And you should be able to have a safe space with that person that is no one can penetrate it, right? No, not so. In that bubble, you have to make it a safe space, a safe bubble. You guys come in and get to like this for me. And people on the outside, shouldn't be able to get in there, right? You should have this completely safe space. He breaks it down better. Stan Tatkin, Wired for Love. Go check that book out. I recommend it to a lot of my clients, especially if there's someone that are in relationships still and they haven't broken up, and that other person is willing to work on things and willing to kind of make the relationship work, right? Trying to make it more of a safe place. So it revealed the person's character, true character during turmoil, because true love, they won't bail on you when things are getting tough, right? You should be together, back to back, arm in arm, willing to take on anything that comes in. You shouldn't be in that couple bubble. Essentially, you guys you ever see the movie Sleeping with the Enemy? You're essentially sleeping with the enemy right now. You're cutting your eyes next to you because the person laying next to you, you don't know if you can truly trust. They shouldn't be the person that you have to overcome, to make the relationship work, because that's not even possible. All right, so that's the first one. Get to the comments. You always put good info out there. Thanks, Pandora. Appreciate you. Like the feed, please, for me. It helps me out. It helps. The more people we get in here to ask questions and give content for you guys, it's free coaching, and I don't mind doing it. It's tough. I dated my DA ex for 3 months, and it's been 3 months since we decided to go our different ways. Okay, and I still miss them. Isn't it crazy how there is one person? This is why I like the whole analogy, time don't exist, because once you find that person, it doesn't really matter. You can be struggling with some to get over someone that you've been with for 3 months, but the person that you were with for 3 years, you're like, well, I think it just ran its course. And I think that's another reason too that people struggle, is because if a person leaves while you still feel as if there's always going to be one person in the relationship that feels more positively about the relationship than the other person. Once you feel like that person hasn't, you never left the honeymoon phase and you haven't actually hit the power struggle phase, and the relationship ends there, that's when you're left scratching your head. And that's why a lot of people, they wonder if a lot of the people that they've dealt with were narcissists, because it usually looks and feels like a discard, like the person just got bored and tired of you weren't able to give them that surge, that chemical release like other people are like you could in the beginning of the relationship, the first couple months. So they feel the most stuck because they're wondering, did I just get discarded? And then that's when they go down a rabbit hole on YouTube and looking up articles and websites. Like the feed. All right, we got 9. Appreciate it. 10. It's not that hard to ask, is it, people? It's really not. Anyway. Okay, so now I'm gonna go to number two. So the first one is they reveal the person's character during turmoil. Right, that's the first. And I got 5 reasons. If you guys are just coming, I got 5 reasons as to why this person that they're with actually are doing you a favor. The second one is they prevented you from investing more time. And the reason I say that is because if you are someone who kind of has a bigger ego than other people, you won't interfere with that. Like you feel like you're not going to sit around and keep calling, keep texting, and keep trying to invite them out on dates or hanging out, because if you realize they're in another relationship, you'll fall back and you say, no, and I'm not going to. My dignity is too intact for that. So let me know if you guys think that's a good one. Nah, I was with my ex for 14 years. It's been 3 months. I've been in no contact. It has helped me move on. I no longer have any feelings for him. My love is channels to my family. He kept messaging me. LOL. Well, when you're a good person, and that's another reason too. I think people get hung up because they feel like a breakup should be this black and white thing. Like you should just move on. And for many years, I thought that too. But the reason I thought that is because it was preventing me from pain. And I would much rather know that this person actually despises me and doesn't want anything else to do with me than actually be in the middle, and which is actually healthy, where you can just let that person go with love and you can still remain friends. It's a really fine line though, because it keeps you hung up in this hopeful stage, and like things may reconcile, or you may take them back from the person that they're with. So it's a hard one, because they don't really hate you. They just don't feel the same way anymore, or they may have just gotten bored. Okay, so, and I still miss, is that my attachment style, or do I really miss them? Yeah, I don't even know if that's attachment related. I think a lot of even people that are in they're secure people struggle with breakups too. Now, I know people think that secure attachers are supposed to be like super people, but they're not. They struggle with breakups sometimes too, and will have hard times and feel a certain type of way for a duration after, but they are able to, pick themselves back up and say, you know what, these are all XYZ the reasons as to why this relationship never was going to work. So I'm unfriended on Snapchat by a fearful avoidant, I think. Yeah, they will do that. That's the anxious side coming out. Real love shows up when times are tough. When you fight for something you both want, when everything tells you it's not worth it, but you fight for it. They show me fake love when it's convenient for you. Ooh, fair weather relationships. That's definitely something you don't want to stick around with anyway. You know, and there's been something about that's been coming up a lot lately in coaching sessions, which is People talking about BPD, and I see a lot on my wall. They're asking, all right, can you do a video about BPD and bipolar disorder? And what I heard about people who struggle with BPD or who have that type of personality, is they will have people head scratching, because at the end, this is what I heard from a therapist. Now, I'm not a therapist or a counselor. I can be a counselor if I wanted to be, but I'm not. But here's what I heard. People with BPD, and I'm sorry if you have it. I mean, you can even if you do have it, give me feedback. Help me become a better coach by letting me know your experience. At the end of the relationship, or even during the relationship, they have this, it's like a switch that flips. Right? There's a switch that flips, and the person that shows up when that switch flips is usually the person that paints you out to be the villain. Because at the end, I see oftentimes when people at the end of the breakup, the person or the woman, the man or the woman who has BPD, they paint everything bad about the relationship, where you can look back and you wonder, you're like, wait a minute, was I with a different person? And essentially you were. Now, what I was told from a therapist was that they have the even when working with them as clients, they have to be careful, because they don't know if their person's going to start running this smear campaign against them, or if they're going to flip the switch on them and try to say that, because they believe some of the things that never really happened. Like, they paint this picture, and so at the end of the relationship, and they say, I never loved you, and all these type of things, you're scratching your head and you're like, what? Like, and you can't take those things personal. I went down a rabbit hole there, but either way, I hope that's valuable information. All right. Been 7 months since she left me for someone else, but now she's checking up on me every now and then. And when she saw me dating someone else, she bombarded me with texts, even though she's with him. Isn't that something? And that's the thing too. When you are a loving, safe space for someone, and in your reality that this was a relationship that was functional and it was good and it was healthy for everyone in it, even though they're trying to tell you that it's not at the end, because I don't know if it is someone flipped the switch, or if they're trying to justify their reasons for leaving. And if there's someone that knows that you were the best relationship, I hear this often too. The person that's told them that you were the best relationship I ever had. I feel so safe. And then they decide to leave you. And then that's when all of the other things start to pop up. You're like, wait a minute, don't even make sense. This goes completely against how just yesterday we were apartment shopping and you were so happy, and down today, after 3 years, you're like, no, this wasn't I got forced into this, and I felt like this wasn't something that I really was in. So yeah, maybe that may be the case. I don't know. You could do your research there. But moving on to the next one. So the first one was reveal the person's character during turmoil. The second was prevented you from investing more time in this person. 3, which is the one, that's my baby right here. This rebound person actually helped you. It revealed in you that you may potentially have an insecure attachment, because I have seen this so many times where people say I was secure. I would actually be the ones to leave people in the past. I wouldn't want to leave people in the past. And now I'm like triggered into my AP. Like, yeah. And actually, that's a gift too. Because we don't know we have these blind spots, or these issues with us, until something like this happens, to like a major event happens in your life, and the fork in the road happens. So then you have to make a choice. Do I want to keep continuing to live this way and just accept, who I am and how I operate? Or do I want to heal this? Do I want to not make these same mistakes in the next relationship? Do I want to get myself to the point where I can be self-reliant, and I'm not so broken and distressed over these breakups? Get the likes up if you're in here. You know what? I'm not gonna ask anymore. It's all good. The apple cider vinegar, and I actually didn't get around to do it yet. So someone sent me the at these fruit flaps, when that plant back there. I don't, are they fruit flies? I don't know. Are they just gnats or something that just kind of, it's always been this way in this office space of mine. But I appreciate that. Being in no artist in relationship for 10 years. I dumped her first when Rebound. Okay, I'm kind of having a hard time reading that one. She forgave me. All right, I'm gonna go to the next one. She still has our romantic picture on social media. Keep liking and having my family on social media too, but act like I am dead. That is, you guys know what breadcrumbing is, right? That is the most breadcrumby thing in the world. And it's almost like she's keeping you there as a fallback space for someone that as for some emotional support. And that's it's like taking this safety net away from you, giving her, you're providing a safety net for her emotionally. So she's essentially having her cake and eating it too. And what's happening is when she's doing that type of stuff, it keeps you stuck to where you feel like this weird sense of loyalty to them. So even if you went to go talk to someone else or you started another relationship, you wouldn't be able to be quite present because you still have this hopeful state over here. So there's this. I'm gonna go to the next one. All right. So reveal the possible, because this is a good talking point for that. Reveal the possible insecure attachment. Number 4, it forces you to grieve the relationship. Now, when they're with that rebound person, you have to grieve the relationship. And I've been talking to this, and I've been using this in my coaching sessions about, I feel like the death of love is worse than actual death, because when a person passes away, you have to grieve it. Like, you have to come to terms with the things that you didn't say, the things that should have been said. If you had bad blood, you have to come to terms with that and find peace in that. But the death of love is different, because all a person has to do is just make that text or their phone call, or just come back, or just say, hey, this was a mistake. And so you kind of, it's like a walking corpse in your life, and if they are texting you or responding to your snaps and responding to your stories, that's I think they call it haunting. They're haunting you. So ghosting is when they completely leave. But when they're still around and just kind of like, hey, I'm here, I'm alive, and then you go and they're still caked up and booed up with the person that they left you for, you're like, okay, that's not cool. So it keeps you stuck. And I'm a firm believer against, blocking people, because I've done it before and it didn't help. It really didn't help. But if you feel like a person's haunting you and they're continuing to not respect your boundaries, because essentially you have to set boundaries after that. You have to say, I'm not going to play these games, then do it. And they call this method scorched earth. If you have to go scorched earth, then go scorched earth, which is delete all the pictures, delete the numbers, basically start completely fresh, like they don't exist anymore. If they're still, not respecting your boundaries and they don't really care about your well-being, because they're getting everything that they want, because essentially they remove the romantic part from your life, but they get a bunch of access to yours, and it's not cool. All right. I'm gonna talk about the 5th one here now too. So it forces you to grieve the relationship. That's number 4. Number 5. Now this is the one I don't want this. I don't get you guys confused, or I don't want you thinking that, I'm glad I came to this live because I'm gonna run with this one, because I don't want you to, because I don't like selling hope, but it could actually help you get your ex back. And here's why. If they get into the relationships, or if they go out there and start dating other people, there's going to be some comparison going on there, because they essentially haven't healed from you yet. So you're still fresh. You're like the most recent and relevant comparison in their life. You're the controlled, what do they call it? Statistic, or controlled whatever. You set the bar, right? Let's just put it that way. You set the bar for how to show up in a relationship. If you were someone that were, if it was a healthy relationship. So they're going to be constantly comparing. And let's say that they get out there and they go through, 2 people or 3 people, and they see, wow, the person that I was with was actually the one. They were able to show up to support me in ways that, these other people haven't been able to. And honestly, the people who end up rebounding with your person, sometimes I feel like they're just opportunists. They see an opportunity to, show up in this person's life during one of the most tumultuous, because usually when they do rebound or they monkey branch, there's a big difference, right? Monkey branch is when they do this while they're actively looking for someone else while they're still with you before they break up. And rebounding is when after you break up, they go to the safest person or the person that is the most convenient. That's the difference between rebounds and monkey branching. So if they ended up monkey branching to that person, you know, usually I see that when a person is actually already checked out of the relationship, or if it's another person that just can't be content. If they need constant attention and constant validation, and if it's someone who has a insecure attachment where they can't communicate to you the things that they need because they actually don't really know what they need and they want in a relationship, they just know that something doesn't feel right, something feels off, then I lost my train of thought because I got to reading. you don't want to be with that person anyway, that type of person. And you don't know that until you get into the trenches, until you get spend a certain amount of time with that person. And then again, I'm all about letting go with love, because I've seen time and time again where people will say, this was the love of my life. This is my soulmate. I'll never get over this person. I'll never find anyone else. And then, 2 years down the line, they're with someone else and they're posting more pictures and they're happy again. So it's like, was that really the end of your world? Yeah, I don't think so. Hi, everyone. He has rebounded again, a different woman. First one, I took him back because he said he tried to move on, but couldn't. Exactly what I just said, but couldn't. I have a hold in my heart now with another rebound again. So that is the risk that you run if you go with number 5 on that list. You don't know if this person is just standing with you out of complacency, or if they can't find someone else, or if you are actually that valuable in their life. So that's all I got for you guys today. Any more questions? I can answer it. I'll stop jabberboxing here. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for being here. Once again, if you're interested in the coaching groups, I'm going to be running these weekly. It's going to be four coaching groups a week, or one a week for a month. And I'm going to be helping you guys work on becoming more secure, giving you support throughout your relationships, throughout your breakups, to helping you heal. It's going to be a bunch of things I want to tackle, and then just kind of give you guys resources and tools that I used in how I became more secure as an attacher. And we all can get ourselves in situations and relationships that, can make us uncentered and dysregulated. I think that's the word. Love you guys. Appreciate you again. And always remember, when you go be loved, you'll never have to find it. Namaste.